It's time for our weekly update on Métis Matters. And, of course, your President, David Chartrand. Hello, good afternoon.
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. You're getting ready for New Year's Eve? Or?
Yes, sir, we are.
Where are you heading to?
I'm going to the RBC Convention Center for the New Year's Eve Gala put on by Barron's River.
Okay.
And we just gave away 2 tickets, so thank you for letting us do that.
Oh, right on.
And Lorna Zastri is going tonight, so she's
good.
very excited. So yay!
You must be excited. Great. Yeah.
Well, she said, "Way to start off her new year."
That's a good way. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm sure everybody's getting ready all across our beautiful province of Manitoba, and the Red River Métis homeland spreads all throughout the prairies.
yeah.
So happy New Year's to everyone out there on behalf of myself, as of course your president, and more importantly our cabinet, our staff, and our family members. So all of their family members spread out throughout the prairies.
That's right.
And got some birthdays I want to get out of the way quickly.
Okay.
Happy birthday to Yvette Spence. Okay, she's birthday Saturday, December. She's a New Year's Eve baby, December 31st.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Pat Descharmes Gao, another New Year's baby, December 31st. And happy birthday to Brielle Boudin Reimer, another New Year's Eve baby, December 31st. Of course, she also emceed the 2-hour show on CTV, which was so well received. I watched the entire show.
I did too.
Yeah, it was great. Great. It's amazing how much good talent we have, you know?
It is.
We should be so proud as Manitobans. And for me, as the president of Métis, it's just a talent that displays itself.
And that was only a small portion of the talent. Like, there's so much talent out there. That's a teeny
piece. Yeah. But it just shows you how great our talent is. We also have happy birthday going out to Grant Fleury. He's January 4th. He's after New Year's Eve. So happy birthday, Grant. Yeah, she works in our security downstairs.
Oh, nice.
At the office. Yeah. So, again, Beyond Borders Task Force, I think their document is complete, and they went from everywhere from British Columbia, Toronto to North Dakota, even all the way to Northwest Territories, and so they're well received throughout. The Métis Nation citizens of the Red River are so proud that our government is reaching out to them and getting their opinions, their views, and at the same time, their visions of the future. So that is well received, and we'll do our final document, which we'll probably have on our site in the near year, and just to continue our strategy of plans and actions. How do we service our citizens that live outside of the traditional homeland, which was called Manitoba? But, of course, our homeland spreads right through the prairies, right to the Rockies. So again, that's good to know. And actually, we had some good meetings with British Columbia tribal chiefs and their leadership. And we discussed how we respect each other's territory, respect them in British Columbia as they respect us in our traditional homelands in the prairies. So it's great to have that dialogue happening between ourselves and First Nation leadership on how we could coexist, co-share our own natural resources together. Also, kudos out to Cornell McLean, and I saw him win $1.3 million. And, isn't that it's amazing? I'm so happy for him and his family and his grandkids and all of them. You know, I hope everybody out there just celebrates with great pride for him. So this is a good head start in his life, and he's worked hard throughout his life and his career, and I met him several times in the past. So I really look forward to him taking care of his family. I'm sure he's going to take good care of his grandkids. They're going to be all spoiled for sure without doubt.
Definitely. Nice.
Yeah, so kudos to you, Cornell, and your family and your wife. Historic meeting with Pope Francis. Now, pictures will be going on the website very shortly. A lot of pictures are being sent out. It was a challenge to get pictures. It's not that simple because you're not allowed to take a camera in the private settings with the Pope. They have their own camera.
Yeah.
But to get the pictures has been a challenge. I guess there have been so many maybe pictures throughout the world that people have been entitled to have with him. But it's been a headache. We finally got him in, and I'm very pleased that you'll see a lot of them starting to come into our website, and it was going directly to family members that were participants of the visit. So also recognition to the reconciliation with the Catholic Church. That pilgrimage is again in August. St. Malo, that was a great success. Again, I think my friend Hassan Hussein from Jordan assisted us in getting the cross and the Jesus baptized and blessed out in Jordan, where in fact Jesus himself was baptized. So bringing all that here is, we reflect back on 2022, some of the great accomplishments, meeting the Pope, getting the cross made with redwood from the country of Jordan and the baptism waters that Jesus was baptized in. In fact, we're looking in the future of getting some of that water, baptism water, shipped to us here in Manitoba. So again, those are great achievements, and I'm very, very proud of them. We've been able to do so much. Going to Los Angeles, being recognized by the municipality, the first ever Indigenous nation to be recognized right in their chambers. That was a great opportunity for us to showcase again that our Métis arm extends beyond the borders of just Manitoba or the prairies. Our view is that North America is a small place, so is the world, and we need to expand how we look at economics, how we look at partnerships, and that's some of the work that we're still underway in delivering. So delegation to Colombia was a great success. Again, I'm looking forward to those commodities coming into, now that COVID is kind of hopefully slowly drifting away. Now, of course, that new respiratory illness has come along and done quite a bit of damage. And so I want to again express to our citizens how proud I am of how they took care of themselves during COVID. Got to remember the past 2 years we couldn't get our own vaccines, and we're the last to get them in Manitoba. It was a struggle, and but at the end of the day, our people took care of ourselves, and we achieved great success. And I'm very, very proud. We had no massive emergencies. Our families were well organized, and our communication system was very well done. And Francis and Anita did an excellent job ensuring that there was a communication and there was a strategy of how we challenge and take on this deadly virus called COVID. So, again, the youth played an instrumental role. Students themselves, they stayed at home, helped their parents, grandparents, stayed indoors as much as they can. And, of course, we supplemented them with resources to help them get some more groceries and make sure they don't go out shopping and try to stay close as they can to the homestead. So you look at some of even the first-time home buyer program. I reflect back on 2022, hundreds and hundreds of families buying their houses because of our partnership and our strategy at the Federation and our government in Red River. So, now we're very, very proud. I'm sure by 2023 we'll have about 1,000 homeowners, even though I see the interest rates have risen, which affects, more everybody's mortgage. If you have a floating mortgage, if you have locked-in mortgage and you're staying and you're locked in until the time ends. But right now, I know a friend of mine bought it and said, look, the more interest is going up in the bank, and my payments went up. I said, that's how it works. It's a floating mortgage. I have one too, floating mortgage. So I said, it's good times. When the interest rates are low, you're paying less. When they get up, you got to pay a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So it's like a stock. I said you move it up and down. But again, I think many of our citizens are still looking for their houses. They've been approved with the banks, and I'm looking forward to that great accomplishment. Even our 150 Henry, we had a break-in, which I'm very disappointed. People ask me, why do I get upset when I see overcrowding, when you see when the tents were all around our buildings and the homeless had nowhere to go because the province, the federal government, the city, they all admitted now they all failed. And so when you look at it, we saw danger. Yeah. We saw drugs. We saw all kind of things happening, and that's why we pushed the tents to be removed, because we couldn't continue to see that. There was even death. So a lot of assaults were happening, and so now somebody broke in our building, and they're writing on our wall, and we spent $8.2 million fixing up our building, not because of homelessness, not because of break-ins, because we're fixing up our assets to go coincide with our needs and how we go into ensuring we have, we can show our offices with pride. And that's what the whole issue of our investment's all about. And it's unfortunate somebody broke in and did some damage, but according to what I've heard, everything's okay. Overall, it was quite messy. I think they caught the individual. But again, I just irks me when I see that happening, because I'm a very proud person. I work hard to make sure we have buildings to be proud of, institutions to be proud of, infrastructure to be proud of. So when somebody decides to just come in there and take it or do damage, then I don't take that kindly. Yeah. And I don't think anybody does. So when you look at income, another one we did, a first ever income supplement program. Yeah. There are now hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people applying for it. Our students are, in fact, thousands, because our students are over 1,000 alone. So the universities and then colleges, 400, they're all getting their supplement program to this additional cost of food, the high price of food.
That's great.
And so is our elders. The elders have been taking me constantly everywhere I go. I'm very, very proud of that, and that our government can do something to make their lives better. And so, and also families. Families are inquiring, how do I apply? Like how do I get in there? Get into your region. They'll have the information. They'll assist you. If you apply now, you still can go back up to October 1st. And this is to assist you with vouchers to buy the foods you need or the baby food you want, that you're short, maybe you supply for your kids. So those kind of things, that's what the supplement program is all about. So again, I just can't believe enough how happy so many people are and the difference it's making to so many of our families. So again, my cabinet, I'm very proud of. As soon as I brought up the idea and indicating, look, to talk to the Minister of Finance, let's find the money. I'm sure we can find $5 million if we look in our budgets. And this is a time of need, and we need to support our families and our communities and our citizens. So again, that's something, as I said, it's such a great feeling to have as a president. That's something we couldn't do before.
Yeah.
So just people listening, if they ask, what is that supplement program? What we do is we give $100 per month to our elders and seniors, 55 and up.
Yeah.
So you have to make an income, of course, less than 55 net, not gross, net.
Right.
It's after taxes and everything. And then 125 a month for if you have one kid. If you have more than one kid, 150 a month. And so that starts from October 1st to March 31st. 75 for all the students, as long as their income is less than 25 net a year. So if you start looking at all those child families also doing the same, so all the foster parents that believe in others. So again, like the impact, because remember, you got 1,000 employees now. So when you spread out that kind of resource, it really has an impact on the economy in our province. Like you start talking thousands and thousands and thousands. So if that our plan right now, as I'm looking towards past March, if the food prices stay as they are, can we still continue? Will there be if there's a surplus out of the $5 million I set aside? Then we're going to continue the program until that $5 million is run out. So we are going to spend that entire $5 million on the supplement program, and to keep on helping our elders and our families and our students. So again,
awesome.
That's something I'm very, very proud of. And the same thing with our purchase of capital acquisitions, buying, everybody's saying that how proud they are to see the lights now in Portage and Maine. It shows such a powerful message, the Métis owning asset on something that we actually one day we did own and we're chased off our land. And now we're buying the building that's right in the center. And we want to show such great pride. Our Heritage Center is going to be one of a kind, and I'm definitely going to make sure that it's something that people will talk about with awe when they walk out. Yeah. And so construction should be starting this year on that. It's I think, about $30 million venture we're spending. Nice. So I'm looking forward to that. But even yourself, you said, Naomi, you went look at it yourself in the evening, at night.
It's gorgeous.
See the Santa waving at you, and, that's such a good feeling to have. And, and that I can put a smile on people's faces and with great pride,
Yeah.
Also,
beautiful.
I want to thank the Minister, of course, that's President Chartrand, and all the cabinet, because it's all a joint effort when we work together as a team. For all the daycare centers, I think we have 7 daycare centers now built, and we're going to build, I think, up to 8 more. So, and we're creating jobs, a lot of jobs. This alone will take over 300 children, 345, I believe, these 7 centers, these early child care centers. And it's employing hundreds of people in the future. So they're employing them now. And right now we're short workers.
Yeah.
So we need more workers. Somebody's looking into that field. Please get a hold of us. If you're First Nation, you're Métis, or you're not, still apply. We're hiring as fast as we can to keep the need and the growth. And we're trying to keep them and addressing the areas of need in this location, the province, spreading it out wisely. So, again, that's going to be so important that we make sure that that's in place. So we look at creating probably another 700 new spaces, and on and on and on. So it's just things like when I sit back and reflect where we were, where we are.
Yeah.
2022 was a damn good year for us, and we've shown ourselves. And my goal for 23 is to get the transformation of the lands in St. Madeleine turned back to us, and so we can look at building maybe some kind of center out there.
Nice.
And look at how we can always remember how cattle were more priced and valued than Métis citizens. So history can always tell the story of the struggle of our people, and that we still overcame all of those obstacles and still we're strong today. So, but those are examples of stories that should not be buried. That's why I never fought against ripping down statues. I truly didn't. I believe they should have stayed. Mm-hmm. I still believe that today. And I'll tell you why. Because if you hide all the statues, hide all of the history that what happened to us, and 50 years from now, how are they going to know?
Right.
And nobody writes about it in books, or nobody teaches it. Like, they never teach our stories. They never taught about Riel. They only taught about Riel as a trader until when? 50 years after?
Yeah.
That, like when I was going to school, he was a trader. So, but there was no statues of him. And so statues tell stories. The problem is that these statues that were sitting out there didn't tell the full story of what they did to us. So tell the full story and let people judge themselves, so of how that person should be or recognized or respected. But when you look at it overall, you can't hide the history, because we need to know the history. Mm-hmm. We need to talk about it. We need to teach it, because elders have always guided us and told us this: if you don't know where you come from, how in the hell are you going to know where you're going?
Right. So
you need to know where you're coming from. You need to understand, even you look at residential school, like 60 school. You look at all of these things, the damage they cause, the hardship today families suffer. And people say, why does Indigenous people drink so much? A lot of people are trying to hide so much pain.
Yeah.
They don't have psychological support around them, or any type of grieving or mediation of trying to figure out how to solve the issues in their own mental states. And you start looking at there's no supports of that nature. So when you start looking at these kind of things, it becomes a very hard situation for lots of people. Turn to alcohol. Our veterans did the same thing. They never respected our veterans. It took me and my wife, who worked side by side with me, for 20 years to get that settlement. It took 75 years for our country of Canada to apologize, after World War II. So, but if those stories and that history is not taught, and the statues are not there to remind us of the stories, then how do you remember? The next generation will forget.
Yeah.
And they can't forget, because it's going to take us. It took us centuries to get in there. It took us centuries to get out. So let's look at it from that side. And I think that's why I said I do not believe in ripping down statues. I think statues should stand and stay, and the story should be told. So again, I'm looking at the devolution of child and family now. It's 92, which is a federal legislation. Yeah. The devolution will come directly to us as a government. We're so close as a federation. We sat down with provincial government, and we sat down with the federal government. The transformation is getting closer and closer to the full transfer of child welfare to our Métis government. That is a feat of itself. So I think the federal government, I think the provincial government, and the same thing now, we're negotiating out legislation. We're starting that negotiation. That's going to be a massive change, and that's going to change the very essence of our people's struggles, our people's hardships, because of unemployment and the situation that occurs. People don't realize that's why we're dying younger than everybody else. So we need to create a health strategy program that really builds a new program, a new opportunity, and resources that will change the lives of the people that need it in the community. So again, I'm looking forward to 2003, but those are reflections of 2022. So that is coming forward, and I'm looking, again, as I said, to keep on pushing that agenda to make sure our people get the recognition they deserve. So you look at, if you go back and reflect just a little bit, even further back, when we had the wood program, government fought against me that wood program, and we used to get 100 families and we cut wood in the bush and take it to them, and we did it to our training program. And Canada fought me over and over, saying it's not a valuable tool, it's a waste of money, because they don't understand the value of that type of labor, because they work in offices. They've never seen our people in the traditional economies, whether it's the forestry, whether it's trapping, whether it's fishing. Those are our traditional economies. But the government of Canada and its bureaucrats never saw it that way. And so when you look at it, today there's over 400 families that we're providing free firewood to. And it's creating so much jobs, because these people get jobs and they move from there, they move on, they get trained. They get trained to make sure they're accountable for their hours of work. They're accountable to show up at work. They're accountable to get a driver's license and on, and they move on and have a career. So, but the program itself, if I would have just gave in to the government and not do it, then this program wouldn't exist, and so many hundreds throughout the services of so many families providing service to them, and the jobs after jobs after jobs we created, it would never have occurred. So, that's why you have a dream. You don't back away from those dreams. You pursue them vigorously, and you don't let them push you down. You get up and keep on going. That's my motto anyway. I don't let nobody tell me if they want to say no to me, then I'm prepared to scrap with you to prove you wrong and show you that what I do.
You don't want to scrap with David Chartrand.
No, you know what? I've been in this political fight for so long. I know the system so well. I know how bureaucrats act. I know how they try to think they're smarter than you, or they know better than you. They know better than your community. They know better than your elders. That's not true. They've never lived our life. They don't understand it. So I fight hard for traditional economies. That's why I put $1 million. I think when can MMF ever afford that in the past? We put $1 million to start buying fur, and we're buying it already. Yeah. So and that's a good sign, because our artisans are flourishing right now. Our beaters are coming back. Our artisans from all aspects of painting and different designings of products are being achieved by our citizens, but they also need fur, and they can't afford it. So I'm buying it, and I'm going to make sure that our artisans receive it. So this way, more of our product can be pursued and purchased. If you ever go to MMF, you should see the stuff we have in our store there. We're working on the catalog now, so people can order it. But it just impresses me to see such great talent existing out there, and I can't say enough to our artisans that work so hard and spend so much time. People don't realize the amount of energy an artisan takes to bead. My baby, for example, she did her own little beading of her keychain she made.
Oh, nice.
Like the long ones you see in the big, those big long ones. And so she did one at school, and it took her a while. And she recognizes now when I tell her how hard these artisans work and the challenges they face. And so we shouldn't be afraid to pay a few extra dollars.
It's a lot of work.
The labor.
It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of talent. Gee, I've tried too, so
it's
totally.
It's not easy, that,
not.
Right?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, it's not easy, and so that's why people that you're buying a product from artisans, just remember some of them may have taken 3 weeks to build something.
Yeah,
there's 3 weeks of labor. So be supportive and trying to support them. We're buying. There's a lot of stories we see right now in the paper, and I commend the stories that are there for helping and showcasing what's happening everywhere. Not many told about us, but we don't care. Our stories within our websites, our stories within our communication system to our people, and we're very, very productive, and our results are powerful. And so we want to push the idea. For example, the first-time home buyer program. Media never wrote about it. When have you ever seen, nearly 800 homes now that have been purchased by our people, people anywhere?
I love it.
You think it'd be a front-page story.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. So it's not charity. It's our people's own tax dollars. So when you look at it that way, but again, that I don't care. I know there's 800 families out there for sure by now that already own their houses. There was 756, I think, last time we looked a few months ago. So we're close to 800 by now. So when you start looking at it, it's happening. There's a lot of action in the Métis community, and I'm so proud of my people. And the motto we have is you never give up, man, never. And you keep on trying and trying and trying. So I just want to, again, also there's a lot of accolades going out. Frances was very proud to get her recognition. And she got a, what do you call those, Jubilee Award. So she got that, and I think Anita got one. So kudos to all of them. And we actually, I remember the L'Oreal coins. We bought a lot of those coins. I also bought some coins from, which are special coins from England. Mm-hmm. I got the Queen Victoria coins. And again, the story of Queen Victoria, people may have forgotten what people say. Well, Queen Victoria was one of the leading monarchies when all of these things was happening in our country. Well, Queen Victoria, during her monarchy, made it very clear the process for us, for John MacDonald to buy the West for £300,000 was not happening until he settled with the half-breeds. So it's very clear the monarch paid attention to what was happening and advised Johnny MacDonald he's not getting an army from the Queen, nor is he buying the land. So imagine if she took the opposite view the monarchy did and says, kill them all, I'm sending you all the army you need.
Yeah.
Where would we be today in history? So people can't forget history. History tells us a story. So again, we bought some Queen Victorias. Then we also bought some Queen Elizabeths. And those will be gifts later on, special gifts given out. And in honor of the monarchy and its role it plays in the world. Mm-hmm. And especially when the role it played with the Métis Nation in particular. So again, there's so much that I could go on, talking about our successes, and a lot of our businesses are thriving. I think we have 1,000 or more Métis businesses in Manitoba, small, medium. Just varying is.
Definitely. Did we lose you?
21 people now.
Oh. Started
off with 2. So they're doing very well. There's other companies all over the place that are making that mark. Yeah, Mr. Electric is on the USC's commercials all the time. Well, he's there. No Such Beer. We funded that. And so there's so many businesses out there, construction companies, and you name stores, different attempts our citizens always being entrepreneurial looking for. So again, I'm very proud of their accomplishments, their achievements. So again, for me, I hope the people are very proud of the Métis government. We separate from the Métis National Council. We would no longer belong to something that's selling our identity for just to have more population, and at the same time have more power personally, they believe, because they bring in more people, even though they're not our people. So there's no way we can ever belong to something like that and sell our souls for a quarter, I'll call it, but there's no way in hell it's going to happen. And that was a good decision by my people. My people told me to leave and give me the instructions in 2019, and I left in 2021, at the end of 2021, going to 22, and I've never looked back. And MMF has never truly needed it because we've been such a powerful government, and we have a very strong vision where we're going. So we never really need it. So our vision is strong. My support from the people is strong. My cabinet's strong. Our staff are well structured in delivering the services we need. We're hiring more people everywhere. So, yeah. And Ray, retiring in 2022 after over 22 years, Ray, with us, me and you together, probably 24 years.
Yeah.
This is our 25th year probably of Métis Hour.
Yeah.
But again, I want to say thank you to Ray and his being there, and it was just the right timing for me to go get him and pull him out of his other job he was doing and saying, look, I have a special plan for you.
That was awesome.
I think you fit it perfectly. So, and bringing you into the show, and you continuing the trend today. And the Métis Hour is still a powerful tool of communication, but also producing and showcasing some of the great talent we have. So I'll close off with saying again to all my family, to my wife and everybody, thank you for 2022. To our staff, to our cabinet, thank you for supporting me as your leader for 2022 and believing in my vision and continuing to fight to create the best services we can for our people. And to our elders, again, thank you always for your guidance. Thank you for always being there when I need you, when I call you. And just so important. And to our youth, that is something that's priceless. They're showcasing us. We have, I think, close to 1,400 students in universities. We have over 400 students in the colleges right now, and I'm proud of that. And so proud of it. And now that we give 5,000 to a student to help them in the cost, that just makes me even more prouder. So I can't wait till we negotiate education with Canada, and that's around the corner too. So again, all we can say for sure, without doubt, is the Métis government has done a successful achievement in 2022 as they've done in 21 and previous, and it's only going to get better and brighter. So from us, we know where we're going, and I tell you, I know where I'm going, and where I'm going to take my people. So again, thank you to all, and thank you again, Cowboy, for always being there, finding me, and to all our listeners, thank you for supporting the Métis Hour. It's a show that I continue to believe in, and I think we get the message out, and we get families talking to each other through the show. So take care, everybody, and Happy New Year to all. If anybody decides to indulge, a message from your president, please, I beg in many ways, give the keys to somebody else, take a cab.
Absolutely.
I want to hear an accident occurring and somebody getting seriously hurt. And I want to close off with this if I can. I didn't get the permission, but I want to say goodbye to my friend Reg. Thomas, he passed away yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give my condolences to Ellen and her family, Thomas' family. I'm very close to them. From me and Gloria and our family, I sent her a text already last night and told her to get some rest. Reg fought a hard battle. He had the best fish fry he ever had in the Southeast.
He did. I've been.
Pardon me?
I said he did. I've been to it many times.
Oh, he's always volunteering, always helping out. So I know he's with his other family already, but I want to wish him a nice, smooth journey to his new home, and I'm sure he's going to be excited to see all his family. I'm sure he's there already. So, but again, to Ellen and all of you, our prayers are with you, and we got your back. Take care, everybody.
All right, and thank you, David Chartrand, for all the work that you do. Tirelessly working always for the nation. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Happy New Year to you and Gloria and everybody.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. All right, that was President David Chartrand with his weekly report, and the last one for 2022.